where I'm from or where I call home. And they're often met with a bit of surprise when it seems to be a very easy question has a response that has a little bit of hesitance to it or uncertainty, or finds me going into a long-winded tale that sounds something like this. Well, I'm from everywhere because I'm what you call a military brat. My father served in the US Air Force for 22 years, and through his career, my brother, my mother, and I traveled through the United States and Europe. I went to 9 different schools, 3 different high schools in 3 years. So they're like, okay. Where were you born? Because that's home. I was like, Tampa, Florida. Well, there you go. But I lived there for 6 weeks, then we packed up, boarded a plane, and flew across the Atlantic to Germany, where I lived for 3 years. So not quite. So then they finally settle on, so how long have you lived in Savannah? Easy question, 9 years, right? This is my current life. So while my military childhood might have some awkward conversations or weird first impressions with strangers, it provided me with a very unique learning opportunity. I had a chance to experience lots of new environments, new states, new neighborhoods, new schools, and develop skills for connecting with people and building community and embedding myself in communities across the nation. My parents were excellent role models. So not only did we move to the base and they provide activities for us to connect with like the youth center or different community activities, they made sure that we connected with the local community. So they made sure we went to church, we did community service, and we always went to our local beauty and barber shops to stay connected. This really helped develop a strong sense and love of community, and it's something that's been a driver for my career and the choices that I've made throughout my life. So starting with my undergraduate career, I spent a lot of time on campus working with deans and professors to really help build a community for underrepresented students in STEM on campus. So I helped them connect with resources, help them find peers so that they could do their best. I wanted to really work on diversifying the pipeline so that more women and students of color could participate in STEM. Fast forward, I moved to the Bay Area, California to do my graduate work, and I had this opportunity to design this blended learning experience that allowed for students to learn about asthma as a social justice issue. And so they were able to look at their local community through a scientific lens and use their local knowledge to make decisions that not only affected their community, but often their family. Fast forward a couple more years, I moved to Savannah, Georgia, where I thought I would continue the same line of work, air quality and health issues, but ended up joining the food justice movement. So for a moment, I was Chef Erika, helping communities prepare healthy foods, but later moved in a role of facilitating community sessions where I helped community members find a voice to share their experiences and their everyday interactions as they try to get access to healthy foods, but also helping stakeholders like councilmen and women and other policymakers really listen to the lives of who they're serving. So a project I'm really excited about that happens in Savannah, Georgia now is our Family STEM program. I work with a local organization called Parent University that brings parents to local schools every few Saturdays to learn about anything that helps them raise a healthy, happy child. We provide family STEM sessions. So these parents, which are moms, grandmas, great-grandmas who are African American, come and they engage in STEM as an engineer. They do design challenges, they create prototypes of legs, they create hovercrafts with CDs and balloons and race them across the hallways. But most importantly, we give them the software that guides them through the engineering process and materials, and they go home and they become the facilitators of STEM learning in their household. And this provides a very powerful counter-narrative for how we understand African American women participation in STEM. They're not just engaged in STEM learning, but they are now leaders of STEM learning in their household. So even though I might not be able to talk about home as a place where I have very deep roots, through my community work and designing these community learning experiences, I've had an opportunity to grow branches that allow me to connect to community members, to foster a sense of belonging, and to help find a sense of purpose. And for me, it gives me a place to call home.